How's it going, everybody? Nicky D here, coming at you live, man, yet again. Today we're out on a little beachfront action, and I know, really crazy. We're gonna have a dating story for you today, a quick topic about one. So I know that's strange, but I told you they're still coming. So anyway, before we kind of get into the meat and potatoes, the meat and gravy of the video, I just want to mention the drone footage that I got today. Hey, could you keep it down, please? I don't know if you can hear the seagull, but he's going off. I guess you liked the video. Yeah, so I took the drone out again today on the beach here. I'll put some footage in now. I know you guys liked it last time, so I'll do it again. But yeah, some cool shots, man. I can't remember all the ones I took. Took some spinning shots of the beach, so it should be up now. Spinning shots of the beach looked really cool. Going up and down, like where it's just looking straight down and you're going over the water, which I thought was really cool. I always like that one. And then, of course, just the classic, like just rising up slowly. And you just, again, it just reveals more of what's beyond like the tree line. I always love those kind of shots, but yeah, really cool. Yeah, that being said, let's get into it. So I was reading Reddit the other day. If I remember to edit this properly, I might not, because honestly, I don't remember if I can find it. I'll put it up now. If not, I'll just talk about it. So there was a post anyway I saw the other day on Reddit where it was a woman complaining of a guy offering to split a bill with her like 50-50, and she just got out of there. Like she was really pissed off about it. And I remember a bunch of people were defending her, you know, in her actions, right? Which she's perfectly able to leave a date. There's nothing wrong with that. But like the insults that were being hurled at the guy for trying to split a bill, you know. So I just wanted to share some thoughts on it, you know, coming from a guy, and you know, I haven't done a dinner date in a long time. And there was a follow-up to it as well, which I'll say it now, but it's kind of the same premise. And again, if I remember, I'll put it up, but unlikely. I didn't save them, so it's gonna be hard to find. But there was another one as well where a girl and a guy were exchanging. It was actually a guy in this one, by the way, that was the antagonist, as I'll call him. So the girl was like, "Hey, do you want to grab a coffee?" And he goes, "Coffee's a red flag to me. I'm only down for drinks." And she's like, "Well, I don't drink. Like that's not really, you know what I mean? I think I'm okay." And people were insinuating what was going on there. So I just want to share my thoughts on both of those, and we'll start with the former and then work to the latter. So the former about the split, I've kind of, I don't know, I think I've been downvoted about this in the past, but I'm of the mindset in this era we're in 2024 where I think people should just split. I think we should just get away from the gender norms of, you know, the guy always pays, or the guy should pay, or whoever asks out the other person should pay. I mean, I think two people just going out and meeting each other for the first time, you know, I think people should just split. There should be no impression to be made. You just meet the person. And I think that's actually why more and more people, including myself, have just gone to coffees. Because even if I am getting the coffee, I'm paying like $4, right? And I understand, you know, a lot of women, not all women obviously, a lot of women are going to dress up and try to look nice, and they're going to put time and money into that outfit. But I mean, a guy can do the same thing. And then on top of that, we're paying for the date that just might go nowhere. So I really think people should just split. I think it's fair for both parties. And I think there's nothing wrong with it, you know. I like someone who's independent anyway. I want someone who's very happy to pay their own way, you know, and if not, just expecting to do so. And I mean, I've split like every date I've had in like literally the last couple years. And I mean, that's also turned into relationships. So I'm not saying it doesn't work, right? I'm saying that's perfectly fine. But I think like it doesn't work for certain people, and that's fine. Like they can expect different things, but just, it's like, clear that up now, right? That's why I do the coffee. It's like, you know, if we're gonna do it, I mean, it's $4. And you can say I'm cheap or whatever. I think I'm just being realistic. You're meeting someone for the first time. It's almost like an interview, right? You're meeting someone for the first time. You know, I don't want to go blow through like $100 on dinner and then just, you know, be rejected right at the end of it. I'd rather pay $4 and get rejected at the end of it, or go for a walk and get rejected at the end of it, right? And then we can just both move forward easily. You know, old school, but if you have a date that goes really well, I really like when you can follow it up with a date, like even the same day sometimes, like right after, right? And the other person, let's say it's the lady, will offer to get the second part of it. Now that's a keeper. Like that's when you know you've got some kind of chemistry with this person, or somebody that has like integrity, that understands, okay, you just paid a bunch of money, so let me, even if it's not like the same value, it's the effort, right, that's being made that you know, you can appreciate. But I'll come back to that in a second. So I'll talk about the second part now, and I'm actually kind of fully with the crowd on that one, or on this one, sorry, that 100% Buddy was looking for the easy route. You know, drinks. Now, I'm not going to say this is always the case, okay? But alcohol, right? drinks, as it's called, right? Going out for a couple of drinks. Even if you're going for one drink, it doesn't matter. That has the potential to lead to sex, right? A lot more than a coffee does. Let's call it like it is. When you meet for a coffee, right, what's the first thing that comes in your mind is like about that, right? It's casual, right? And drinks is casual, but it's like the adult casual. Where I find coffee is fine, and actually I prefer the coffee because it's just more inviting, right? You don't have to get a coffee, obviously. You don't have to get alcohol. But you're going to a bar and you're just going to get a soda. I mean, it's a little different vibe. Where if you go to, a coffee joint, you get a soda or like a milkshake or something, I find it's a lot more like reasonable, or expected. And yeah, I find it's like, I wouldn't say it's more effort. They're both pretty quick dates, actually. And ironically, the coffee is actually the cheaper date, so I'm surprised he didn't go for that one. But I think a lot of the comments surmise that the guy was probably just looking for the quickest route to get to sex, which, you know what? Maybe that's true. And I actually think it is. I obviously don't know the guy. I can't say anything about that in that particular, I can't say that's what he was doing. But if I had to ballpark it, that's what I'd say he's doing. It just makes the most sense to me, right? And why he was so, I don't know why you would say getting a coffee was a red flag. That makes no sense to me. That guy's an idiot. And if you're a woman and you're watching, right, and you ever get those interactions where you're like, hey, I want to do it, like, you down for a coffee? And they're like, oh, actually, I'd prefer drinks. And you're like, oh, I don't really drink. That guy should already be getting that message and being like, oh, okay, yeah, coffee's cool, man. And if he doesn't, just don't bother. Don't waste your time, right? Like, I would get a coffee, and if the girl I'm going to go on a date with is like excessively saying I want to get drinks and not do the coffee, and I'm like, well, I'd really like to get the coffee, like, it's and you don't have to elaborate, right? But if you say, like, I don't really drink alcohol, which I don't, right? And I'm like, well, wouldn't really be my vibe. And she's like, well, that's all I want to do, right? Then it's like, okay, well, maybe we're not compatible, right? And you can get that cleared up right away. So, I don't know. All right, well, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to end it there. All right, take it easy. Peace.